Welcome to Onivia Highlights. These are the best highlights from the LCK Spring 2025.
Coming down, he's had enough of this.
Yep.
Troll Lord in the tri-brush.
This has his flash up and available, but I think he's going to have to use it. Equalizer goes down. Lucid's already used the ulti here, and Zeus in so much trouble. There's a heroic charge. He finds the wall, and just one little tap. And Shiu's able to lock down that kill.
Quite well by Lucid here in Dplus.
Yeah, really expertly done. So that's going to put them in about the same advantage as they were behind earlier on. But Peanut, as a response,
looks like it. Good for side lane.
Yep, seen a few different options, but that is an engage onto Beryl. And Beryl does the walk away strategy, the popular one. As now Viper could be in trouble, but the W does miss. True Shot Barrage connects onto Viper.
He would have died if that W hit.
Yeah, some good damage. Crash down to layer some CC onto Delight. Mystic Shock lands, and there is the kill for Lucid. This guy is everywhere this game.
Not 100% sure if they had vision there or not, but I don't think Delight should have gone in like that. Showmaker's going to get a second plate here as well as Zeka is returning to lane.
Oh no, Beryl actually stopped Viper's back there as well.
Yeah, this is really uncomfortable. Lucid's still here.
Oh no, the heroic charge. Not going to be able to get a stun, but Lucid just needs to land one Q, and instead he just autos him to death. Meanwhile, on the bottom side, things are looking dire as well, but Showmaker's going to die in mid, so that's kill going over to Peanut.
Into a grub take, but they won't be able to actually start that fight until Showmaker TP's in. He'll be up in 2 seconds here. There's the TP straight to the mid lane, and the fight will ensue.
Yep, there's the flash to get the heroic charge. Great knock up as well as Peanut goes untargetable. Steadfast presence, the Magnet Storm, everything thrown at this doggo, and he will be taken out. Now DK.
Shiu doesn't have teleport either.
All right, Zeus going to get discovered here. Lucid now able to move on forward. I don't think Zeus is going to get stunned, but he may get killed, which I think is worse. And there it is, Shiu picking up that kill. Lucid playing towards this Ambessa. She is going to be so scary later.
Going to swap the lanes, but meant that this Rumble is now out of action for a little while, and Shiu is going to be faster to this objective.
Oh dear, there's the Flash Magnet Storm as Viper's going to have to flash. Chains of Corruption in response though as the Keeper's Verdict not going to find its mark. And now Delight gets his bangs into this rel. She's going to have to dash away as Lucid in so much trouble, but is at least able to get out.
Yeah, they ended up getting the engage on the Viper, but he has flash and the follow-up was much faster.
Oh, is it dive-in time?
It's going to be a turret time at least, and it also should lead to a second dragon here for Hanwha Life. Full of damage. And it's funny if we watch the replay, which I don't know if we will, but if we do, watching aiming in that situation, as soon as they turn, aiming is like...
Yeah, they don't want to give this up, as there's a teleport in from Shiu, looking for his angle. Lucid going to be able to lock down the Rift Herald, but now Shiu going to try and hold them in here. Hook going to go wide, but it looks like DK just happy to take their prize and leave. True Shot Barrage would have been 6 points in Australia, as Shiu does take some daggers from the dog, but they will just get out of the way of the barbecue and everything will be okay.
Well, they got the teleport out of Shiu, but Zeka also TP'd to join his teammates, so I feel like a big trade up here. And that bottom turret took some damage. Top is about to fall over, and mid, they can just drop the Herald here and guarantee it. Dplus getting a ton out of this objective win all over the map.
Yeah, Beryl actually is going to drive it on over, as now Lucid looking for an angle, Hex flashing away. But never mind. And sort of unfair advantages when they do so, feeling the pressure from DK. We know that the gold lead is not really anything to worry about, but a lot of these item spikes that are starting to come in for DK have been scary, as now Lucid will be able to get his smite down on this Gromp. Peanut taking a bit of damage as Delight moves over, and there's a True Shot Barrage actually getting some value. There's the public execution missing though. That could be a big deal as now Zeus gets in amongst it. That is a lot of damage potential as he throws down the ulti. Delight gonna be the first to go down as Zeus has to flash to get out of the way. Chains of Corruption hold them in place for a little while, and DK, your health bars are getting low as in goes Peanut, and Lucid, he's in trouble, picks up his buckler, gets the shield, but Zeus has already taken down the rel. The rest of DK trying to chase after Peanut, but he is looking to try and get out of there. The doggos block the Mystic shots, and aiming cannot catch up and take him down.
Yeah, he decides to control away. That being said, Showmaker actually hasn't rejoined his team. He doesn't have TP to flank either.
There's so much on the table here as well, because Ruinous Archon could be really important, especially for HLE, who have 2 of these dragons already locked down.
Showmaker just can't get in.
Yeah, has been started up.
He's going to back and TP. It's so slow though.
Yep, and you can see Shiu, he's already made it in. Zeka on a ward. It will be clearing that one out as there is the Keeper's verdict. It gets rid of the Nautilus, and that's the Poppy that locks down the Cloud Drake, sorry. Zeus, public execution going to be used on top of him. The equalizer is avoided entirely. Delight walking his way back in as HLE is standing their ground. Now Peanut looking for an opportunity, but the flash out from Shiu keeps him healthy. A 1-for-1 trade, but DK deny the Dragon. Gets rid of the Nautilus, but Chains of Corruption are going to hold Lucid in place.
I don't know if they'll be able to Otacon off this, but they can certainly start it and force a reaction. Zeus is coming down. He didn't have TP, but he's going to walk his way
This is
over.
like 2.5 items done for aiming. That extra BF sword adding some As now Shiu on a flank angle. It's a beautiful one as well as Beryl wanting any sort of Magna Storm he can find. Banana Brush certainly working out, but out goes Peanut and the public execution as they dive on top of Zeka, and he's eliminated in an instant. The Dragon just forgotten here as now Zeus is in trouble. Showmaker chases him down, and he may get a Viper for his troubles as well. He really wants to get on top of him. There's the flash forward. The flash in answer from Viper is there, and now DK can just get themselves their prize. Delight looking for Showmaker as the hail of arrows is going to help take him down. True Shot Barrage, almost a 2-for-1 special there for aiming.
I mean, the craziest thing about all this, remember last time they tried to get Peanut, they ended up getting Delight instead. This time they get Peanut. I mean, I don't think his untargetable, his W was on cooldown, and he just doesn't go off a little bit. He's been always in top 3, of course, for a majority of that time as Zeka gets the charm.
That charm is going to connect. Very nicely done as Showmaker throws down the Emperor's Divide just to get himself out of here, but Peanut will always follow. Showmaker goes golden, avoids the Orb of Deception, but he's still going to be deceived. And we'll get eliminated here by Zeka. Very nicely played. That's a great pick. He might have teleport, but he's dead for a minute. Caster as well. Zeus hits like a truck. But DK, with aiming, will be able to get a lot of poke damage down onto HLE. Still a Baron down to 50%. Teleport to come in from the Ambessa. 28 seconds on Showmaker, remember. HLE are on the clock as there's the Keeper's verdict. And they get rid of the Nautilus. Peanut goes untargetable, so they do get that off cooldown as Shiu still biding his time, waiting for his opportunity. And Lucid gonna get knocked up. They want to burst down this Baron as the equalizer not exactly doing as much as it could. Delight goes in, but aiming goes out. And Zeus' time is just being eaten as Peanut will be able to execute Beryl. Zeka's in trouble though as Shiu chases him down. This is an absolute disaster across the rift as the True Shot Barrage tries to snipe Zeka, and Peanut is looking to exit. The Baron is now forgotten. The Emperor's Divide does nothing.
But it's okay pushing through. They don't have a numbers advantage, but they play the fight so much better. The fact that Hanwha are both trying to hold the Baron and win the fight really backfires here. True Shot Barrage doesn't take Zeka.
Aiming is heading towards some more Gold King territory, Wolf.
Yeah, he's getting large again.
He really is. Currently 40 CS in advantage, or about that, and he's also 5-0-2. The Ezreal hasn't been the main character at all, but I swear he's probably got the most gold. As now Zeus could be in trouble. Empress Divide going to pull him back, and even though the public execution doesn't go down, the public didn't need to watch that, as there's another beautiful Magnet Storm being utilized by Beryl. Aiming, standing his ground, will take down Delight here. As now Zeka just slammed into the wall and will be taken out. Oh, never mind, able to get over the wall, but still aiming despite being hit by the Q is still going to fall as Beryl just chasing Peanut out of there, and it just feels like this is done and dusted. Peanut piled in on by all of Dplus, and he's now just looking to get away, and Showmaker is not going to allow that. He's in fact flashing over piercing arrows because he may as well. Base going to get broken open. Shiu's doing the same thing on the top side, as Showmaker's also just going to use his Zhonya's to avoid that one. How many more options does he have to get out of the way of piercing arrows? That's the real question. The answer is it does not matter, because the Nexus will go boom, and Dplus 1-0 in the series.
And even though it's to this type of lane can neutralize a little bit, but
I mean, that confirms the Pantheon mid.
Yeah, that is Pantheon mid.
Okay, so Dplus looking to now take down the rest of these grubs. Just pounces over the wall. The Unbound Soul is going to pull Zeka back, and it's Beryl that's actually out of position now. Does use the ult. Forced onto Zeka, and he still gets picked, even though the ult came through and the door was up. It doesn't matter. The flash not going to save him, and aiming not going to do anything here either.
That kill there, as Lucid will be able to take this Dragon on the other side, because Peanut showed top side. He was on the other side of the map, and that's a big win here for Dplus. Bouncing back.
Yep, that has to happen. Still, Viper is going to survive. So that is okay. Xiu, cancels his own back. Does have his dominance back up again, though, as he's going to throw it down. But this time, the Glacial Prison will connect. And Peanut is able to take the kill.
The problem with playing the Renekton Italy
says, oh, this is what you were doing, Lucid. Let me just come over and steal that from you.
There's that Pantheon TP.
Yeah. Teleport going to bring him in. There's the Glacial Prison. And Lucid not going to be able to do anything. The rest of HLE, they can just back away. It's highway robbery. And it's a Chemtech Soul! And the knock up there onto Xiu. He just gets himself out. And Zeus, yeah, just takes the top lane out of turret.
Thank you for the free money. And this is not really showcasing of his skill on the champion's hold-up. The lane is a bit deep.
Yeah, he is going to get the cast out. And here comes the Pantheon. Spear going to connect there as well as he looks to ult his way out. And it's not going to work.
Delight
now wanting to find Delight as he's on the wrong side of the map. Teleport to come through from Xiu as he heads toward that top lane. But with the concussive blows stacked up, looks like Aiming is going to be collecting himself a kill here. Honeyfruit almost actually consumed as the Rift Herald is going to be the consolation prize, or at least attempt.
Otherwise, we'll be happy to just sit Jax in the side lane and keep doing this.
Yeah, Xiu actually getting outplayed a bit in that particular trade, but he's got a kitty cat on its way up. Has another counter-strike here as there's the Dominus. Spear going to miss, but Lucid, he can just follow Leap Strike to get him over to Peanut, who's just a brick wall. Oh, no, Peanut! He just betrayed him!
I don't think so. In any world would I ever commit to this. They're going to try to push the bottom turret.
If this is a steal, by the way, it's feats of strength that come in at the same time.
Here it comes.
Peanut comes in! That's not going to be the steal, though, as now Lucid just trying to get out of there. Beryl stands beside his teammates, but in goes Zeus, immediately stunned. That's actually huge. And they all get out of the counter-strike. Never mind, he flashes in! There's a brilliant ultimate from Beryl, but I don't know whether it's going to be enough. They trade 1-for-1 so far, but now the chain CC onto Showmaker. The answer onto Delight here is Aiming is free-hitting. Xiu trying to stay alive as Zeka in a little bit of trouble. Aiming really wants to do it, and now Lucid piling it on top. Zeka, he unbound the soul, and now Aiming dealing with the both of them. Oh man, this 3-for-3 so far. Could be more, but instead, they are just going to back away. It looks like the blue buff is going to go on over here as a spear. Oh my goodness, Zeka. Zeka, you're crazy. Yeah, he picked it up. That's okay. Another spear going to come on through as DK just chasing after them. Now it's HLE with the vision advantage.
I don't know if they can actually force this. They're going to try.
Yeah, Gatling gun comes through as now Zeka unbinds the soul once again. These health bars are so low. Just back away. Just back away. Come on. Come on. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
He's still holding it now, and nobody dies at the end of that fight. It's Hanwha Life getting a lot of map control out of it as Lucid's now in danger.
Yeah, Arctic Assault is fantastic, but Showmaker's dived on top of Zeka, finding an angle. That's actually going to distract them from Lucid. Great sidestep, but I think Showmaker is still dead, ladies and gentlemen. Yep, and oh, never mind the unbound soul, so it's a trade. 1-for-1 of mid laners, and now Zeus is on the wrong side of the fight. This game has gone weird. It's gone weird really fast. Where's my chess game and stuff from the last one?
I don't think we were kind of asking, should you play mid?
Yeah, but also, like, can you counter Zeka's Yone with... They actually have no idea that
they just have to give this, I mean, if they knew, they'd have to give, but they don't know, and they're about to find out.
Yep. Here for HLE, DK sitting on a bit of extra money, as it looks like HLE standing on top of Vision. They're going to start off the Baron. Beryl moves in, tags Delight here momentarily, as now Lucid will show up as well. They get Crab Vision, as HLE wanting to back away from this. Zeka with the ulti, going to dive towards Showmaker, who just stuns him up. Still, what goes out must come back.
I mean, this is just going to be a Jax pushing in the bottom lane, though. They are going to try to stall this out and then push through. And you can see Xiu is trying to decide, like, do I stop the Jax or do I go to my team?
Do I just take the Dragon? Just take the Dragon Shield. I love that. Okay, Delight. He's going to send Showmaker over. Great knock up with the Q onto the Pantheon, who's just going to get picked off.
Viper with the snipe at the end.
Oh, that's really going to open things up here for DK. And I think now the consideration is, do we just try and take a Constellation Dragon while they're taking down this Baron, or do we look to try and contest? Contesting is so difficult. Teleports up for Showmaker, though. Maybe they can buy 40 seconds. But I don't even think so. Xiu's now diving forward. Speaking of diving forward, though, Zeka goes in, goes out, Lucid goes golden, and now Beryl with the door up, but they dive on top of Aiming, and look at Viper huffing mad. Double kill comes out for Zeus for Zeka at the same time, never mind, as Xiu is just cut down where he stands, and it felt like a matter of time, and HLE, they waited for a lot of it. and then they just won a clean ace and are now looking to really solidify a lead.
For some reason, this game did not feel like it was 34 minutes long, but it certainly was. And HLE are just with the clean ace looking to end. Showmaker does have ult. He has respawn. He's not even level 16 yet, and he is going to be the one man to try to stop it all, to try to buy time for aiming for Shiyu. I don't think alone he could do it, as he goes in alone and
It's a
tries.
wave killer attempt, and it doesn't actually work. The minions, may not
I don't
even
think
go
they
down.
care.
Yeah, they're not going to go down. The cannon will survive, and Beryl, he will not. As Nexus turrets on the floor, and HLE not even bothering.
In to follow up from super far away when you have 3 amazing engage tools, arguably 4 here when the Mega Gnar is up. I think Hanwha Life got everything they wanted. This feels like a draft, and Zeus is like kind of just, I think he's hoping he's going to get trades when the commitment comes in. As long as
That's an ensemble onside, and that's just a solo kill for a Scion. So Wolf, what were you saying about what you were going to do when the They're playing both sides of the map, which is kind of crazy. Peanut is on the dragon right now. Lucid gonna move in and look to try and push him out. There's the Cyclone, but Showmaker's moving down. Zeus is here. Yeah, he's here as well, and oh my god, Peanut almost just dead. But Lucid is too, manages to get the dragon just before he dies, and now Zeus in a 1v1, and there was no Scion there. He's moving towards top lane, as now Beryl just wanders up and says, no, please don't kill my mid laner, and they are not going to listen. He gets the shield, bullet time comes through, takes down the Gnar, but it won't save the victor, and now Delight looking for even more. He's got the unbreakable will, and the seismic shove will get dodged. Beryl needs to dodge a few of these. Oh, nicely done. Wow, downloaded Viper and where he was going to throw those shots.
After the exchange,
yeah, Peanut actually managing to make it out there. It's kind of absurd. Didn't even have to flash.
I mean, Lucid also barely gets the dragon.
All right, Beryl is just going to look to turn something here as Viper going to get slowed down by the Solar Flare. Oh, Delight's will is relatively breakable as there's the Heartbreaker, and Beryl, sorry, Lucid not going to quite. Oh my god, Viper!
The snipe!
That is so unfair, and now Peanut can actually steal away this last one. Lucid doesn't have smite anymore, and now the train just crashes. It's a disaster for Dplus. The bullet time comes through, but the unbreakable will is there. Zeus gets that double hop, and they do manage to secure all the... Never mind. Actually, it's Chaos Storm that takes it down. Beryl's dead as well, as now DK just wanting to back away from the area. And Lucid not going to be allowed to do that. Shiyu has a decent health bar, sidesteps the seismic shove, and I think he will be at least okay for the moment, but... I mean, Peanut hunting Beryl, as he will get the Q that he was looking for. Now Peanut looking to try and challenge for this Brambleback. It's okay. He's not going to be able to steal away the red, but the Solar Flare connects onto Delight. He's got the unbreakable will. He presses it a little bit late as now Showmaker from over the wall does throw down the gravity well, and in fact, Showmaker can't get in there. He doesn't need to though. Aiming's there. He's able to take down Peanut. Over the wall goes Lucid, and he does manage to get the kill onto the cow, but he's taken down immediately. That's a bit of a gap close from Zeka, but still, Showmaker taking so much damage.
He just walks it off. He doesn't even have to flash because Viper's got to reload and he's got to get the hell out of there. Aiming!
Yeah, has to flash. Has a very large
chasing well now, starting to put the pressure on this turret. They're winning both in this top lane solo in the 1v1, but are also getting the only spawned objective on the... Scientists are still trying to figure that one out.
Yeah. What did he mean by this?
Yeah.
It's a difficult one to ascertain.
He just wants to let him know he can win fights without his flash. And speaking of fights, we got one on our hands here. The spawn of the Herald is complete.
Yep. Zeus trying to get out of there. Solar Flare going to slow him down, but it looks like the Rift Herald will be the target here for DK. Peanut a little bit distracted by Beryl, so Lucid will be able to secure this. And Shiyu off to the side. There's a Weaver's Wall. That is not going to really net them too much, apart from maybe a Scion, as Viper not going to get knocked up, but they do a lot of damage here to this theoretical tank on Dplus' side.
Dplus just need to evacuate here.
Oh god, aiming taking a lot there, and doesn't have his flash available to get him out of that one.
Yeah, I think he would have held it there, but it was scary to think about what could have happened, especially with all the other follow-up engage they have. They're just going to clear this wave.
Yeah, bullet time
that's
going
enough
to help out for that one, to help try and tank up this turret. Doesn't quite work, so
buying
bullet time now on cooldown.
Yeah, buying the turret a little bit of extra life there.
Oh, Zeus with movement speed, man. They're free shoes, but it certainly works. As now Peanut gonna get zapped a little bit by the death rate. Zeus throwing down an ulti just to put the pressure on.
Yeah, earlier we were mentioning shoes, we couldn't buy them.
Yeah.
It's been a long day.
It is. It certainly is.
They really want to kill this turret, and this time aiming doesn't have ult, so I think they might get it. It'll take a little bit longer.
Deadly Flourish onto Barrel, so they'll need another wave.
Slight K-Ram and near K-Ram, not quite all, but most in mid at the moment. And finally they will get out this exchange and take the turret, which is not a surprise.
Otacon also up and available towards the bottom side. And HLE with a lot of control now. He's going to transform, so they will have to be a little bit careful there. As you can see, Shiu wanting to set up for some sort of attempted flank. This Dragon is definitely going to HLE.
This is one of those attendance is mandatory, like Dplus have to be there to make sure they can't double objective, but they don't want to, they're not really going to try hard the class.
Yeah, I actually think this was exactly what they needed to do. They had other things to study at the time. So go to class, study the other subject that you're really struggling with.
Do your homework, your math homework in chem.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just about attendance. You know, just got to hit those attendance numbers and you're still going to pass. It's fine. C's get degrees.
Because for HLE, I think with the Talia they have, they're like, Showmaker, his Rod of Ages is completed.
Zeus, he does have his Black Cleaver, so now he can actually duel this Scion and do maybe some damage. Okay, that's a pole flashes. The immediate thumbs up. There's a Cyclone as well as aiming. He's got a Bloodthirst, so he just needs to keep auto-attacking, and Peanut is going to get taken down. Oh, that was definitely a premature thumbs up, Delight, unfortunately, as now it's his turn to go down. Some more resets coming through for Lucid as now he's looking to taxi his way over. The Barrel did die in the exchange.
I mean, Dplus are feeling way better about the game state after this one.
I mean, it's still the turret going down, though.
The turret does go down, but hold up here, that cleaver, and the miss.
Oh, no, this time Shiu is not going to be able to find it, but aiming is going to turn up.
Aiming has ult, too.
Zeus, he's got Mega. Shiu, he's scary. He flashes, and the flash immediate response as double up going to connect. Boulder will be there as well, and now Lucid, like you say, is going to turn up as well. It takes a lot to try and take this guy down, but take him down they will. And Zeka decides, yes, perhaps I will get off the wall a little early.
Yeah, so many resources lead for Zeka, but Showmaker is still picking up money, and time is working for him and for Dplus's composition. I'm not saying that scaling is a default win, but it's exactly where Dplus want to be. Zeka sees it, but too late.
Lucid's going to stun him, and Zeka's flashing out of the way. Is it going to be enough, though? That's the question. The flash forward from Lucid to confirm the kill. And Showmaker is finally on the board. Does have, oh, never mind, he's not. It's just another kill going over to Lucid, and to be perfectly honest, that's exactly where the money needs to go.
It's okay. Showmaker's still going to get the turret.
Oh, we're just going to take
HLE were like, quick, cross map, what is there? Baron, go! And they're going to maybe get away with this because the rest of Dplus are unaware and so far away. It's a Baron sneak here right after spawn. Okay, we do see some members of Dplus coming up here to check. Shiu's here.
Yep, teleport at the ready here for Showmaker.
Zeka may just try to zone wall.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Rock's now on cooldown for a few moments though. As Deadly Flourish is just going to go wide.
Zeka's ready for that wall.
Yeah.
Here it comes.
Through it goes. And so DK, Lucid can possibly get in there, but he decides not to. They give Soul Point away, and Dplus couldn't find their window, but the curtains still going to get called. And that's the flick back onto the Scion. Shiu going to have to flash his way out of there. And now Peanut looks for the Cyclone angle. Takes a lot of damage here as now Lucid looking for it. They get the Solar Flare. The bullet time isn't great though, and Viper just eliminates Barrel. DK kind of falling up.
Dplus going to try to take this trade for Baron. At least you have to assume so, right? They are seen, but HLE already get the Otacon. They have double teleport here. It's taking a while to take this one down though. Ooh, this is a risky situation for HLE.
It definitely is. There's a lot of damage on this Baron, as we can see.
Yeah, I don't think they can stop the Baron and get the Otacon.
Oh, okay. It's not really going down very fast. Never mind. So, aiming is now going to walk his way in. If they get a pick, could be a different story. As Zeus doesn't find the ulti onto Shiu.
I mean, Otacon's taken. Dplus, you know you have more members up here. You got to find an angle. They're looking for it.
Well, it is Zeus that's Shiu's target, but instead he just goes into the middle of all of them and kind of just takes a lot of damage. Oh, Lucid was looking for it.
For the fight, once you know they're not there, I think was a bit of a mistake as HLE get the Otacon essentially for free here. Now they have their withdraws and choke point control for a potential Baron take of their own. Barrel?
Yeah, he's going to be the target. Headbutt Pulp will connect. He does get the Eclipse down, but it's not enough damage mitigation to get him out of dodge. The Solar Flare also goes entirely wide. And with that pick, HLE might just be...
But that's the only thing they're missing. Delight is in such good position. We saw Carrier, what he can do against the Misfortune already today.
Now, Lucid, can you actually steal this away? That's the question.
They'll make her a lot of damage.
Yep, Zeus gets over. Lucid's in the mist. But they just get off the Baron. She was just thrown around like a ragdoll. He'll be taken down into zombie mode. Some withdrawals are starting to come in as now Zeus could be in trouble. Aiming needs to find it. There's the cleanse flash though as he withdraws Zeus. Now Peanut trying to fight him. The Bloodthirster is so good for aiming, and Showmaker goes golden to buy time for Beryl to turn up the Death Ray to send Viper home. No Baron for HLE, and
aiming is able to flash away from Peanut, take out the Gnar, and then kite away from this Wukong, getting the lifesteal just enough. Now HLE are back on the Baron.
Yep, and they are trying to burst it down this time around. Delight might just get destroyed, but the train has headed into the pit now. Can Lucid get it? The answer's no. Peanut locks down the Baron. Aiming now 1 versus 3 again, but I don't like his odds this time around. The Gnar is massive as well from Zeus, and into the backline goes Peanut. He finds Showmaker. He's pretty big, but unfortunately, he's not going to be able to take out HLE. This time, it's an ace, and this time, HLE may have put themselves in a position to win this series.
I mean, it's not going to be the end of the game right now, but it certainly feels like it is. HLE win the fight, get the Baron, and Lucid was so close to so many resets in that pit. They went in, they full sent it, but they full sent it into a Talia Wukong composition. And Peanut didn't even use his ult, and it's an easy cleanup here for Hanwha Life. Now 6,000 gold ahead, and that lead is just going to get bigger. I think this mid inhibitor is not going to be alive for much longer. Zeka's also getting this top side and the wave prepped. They don't commit further.
Is doing exactly what we expect of him. 4, 1, and 7 on this Talia. The setups for HLE to make sure that these shoves are deadly has been working so well, as Beryl is going to try and stop Delight. Oh my god, the bullet time is massive! They get themselves the Ocean Soul though, and now Showmaker gets getting closed in on. There's a beautiful scoop once again onto aiming. 1-2, and the misfortune goes down. Beryl has nothing to offer. Showmaker is just walking away, because he knows there's nothing he can do.
This comp is so good front to back, and I think this may be the beginning of the end of this game. Hanwha Life Esports, a hard-fought series. Showmaker, the only one who could try to clear. He doesn't have ult. And he's going for the champ, not the wave, and he's down.
Oh my god, that was so much damage. The flick once again from Zeka is gorgeous. The Talia play today, just in general,